Have you ever experienced déjà vu? That strange feeling that you've been somewhere before even though you haven't? What if it wasn't just a feeling? Today, we're looking at 6 strange reincarnation cases where people, especially children, have remembered their past lives with incredible accuracy. These are the most compelling reincarnation stories ever recorded, leaving even skeptics questioning reality. Shanti Devi, the girl who remembered her husband and past life, 1930s India. In the 1930s, a young girl named Shanti Devi, living in Delhi, India, began claiming she was once Lugdi Devi, a woman from a town nearly 100 miles away. By the age of 4, Shanti told her parents she had a husband and that she had died during childbirth. She even described her former home in great detail and insisted she wanted to go back to her real family. Her parents, confused and skeptical, decided to investigate. When they took her to the town she spoke about, Shanti immediately recognized places she had never seen before and even pointed out her previous home. But the most shocking moment? She recognized her past life husband in a crowd and called him by his pet name, one that only Lugdi Devi had ever used. She also spoke about hidden money she had left behind, which was later found exactly where she said it would be. This case was so compelling that it caught the attention of Mahatma Gandhi, who formed an official investigation. To this day, no one has been able to explain how Shanti knew so much. James Leininger, the boy who remembered being a WWII pilot, 1990s USA. In the 1990s, a 4-year-old boy named James Leininger from Louisiana began having terrifying nightmares of a plane crash. He would wake up screaming about being trapped in a burning plane and getting shot down by enemies. His parents, worried about his disturbing dreams, asked him questions. James told them he had been a fighter pilot in World War II named James Houston Jr. He described how his plane was shot down near Iwo Jima, even naming the exact type of plane he flew, a Corsair. Skeptical, his parents started researching. What they found was shocking. James Houston Jr. was a real WWII pilot who had died exactly as their son described. Even more eerie? Young James recognized old squadron members by name, knew details about aircraft that only trained pilots would know, and once told his father, "Daddy, the little man can't get out." When asked who the little man was, he replied, "Me, when I died." Dorothy 80, the woman who remembered an ancient Egyptian life, 1904 to 1981, UK and Egypt. Dorothy 80 was a British woman born in 1904 who, after a near-death experience at the age of 3, began claiming she belonged to ancient Egypt. She insisted that her real home was a temple in Abydos, Egypt, and that she was once a priestess named Bentrashit, who had an affair with Pharaoh Seti I. As she grew older, her knowledge of ancient Egypt became uncanny. She could read hieroglyphs without any formal training and provided historical details about temples that hadn't even been excavated yet. When she moved to Egypt, archaeologists tested her claims. She correctly identified ruins, hidden chambers, and long-lost inscriptions that hadn't been uncovered in modern times. Experts were left speechless. Even today, many believe her knowledge was impossible to explain, leaving her as one of the most compelling reincarnation cases in history. Purnima Ekanayake, the Sri Lankan railway worker, reborn, 2000 Sri Lanka. In Sri Lanka, a 4-year-old girl named Purnima Ekanayake began speaking about railways, trains, and station work as if she had spent years working in the industry. One day, she told her parents, "I was a railway worker. I died when a bus hit me." Shocked, her family questioned her. She described a specific railway station in a town she had never visited. She even recalled the names of her past life co-workers and claimed she used to have lunch in a small tea shop nearby. She also had a distinct birthmark on her chest, which she insisted was from the fatal injury in her past life. To test her story, her parents took her to the station. The moment they arrived, Purnima recognized everything, even small details that had changed over time, like a signboard that had been repainted. When she met the railway workers, she greeted some of them by name. One elderly worker nearly collapsed in shock when she called him by a nickname only his long-dead friend had used. After checking old railway records, investigators found that a railway worker had indeed died in a bus accident, exactly as Purnima described before she was born. To this day, there is no scientific explanation for how she knew such precise details about a life she never lived. Ryan Hammonds, the Hollywood actor reborn, 2010 USA. In Oklahoma, a young boy named Ryan Hammonds began having intense dreams of Hollywood, movie sets, and actors from the 1940s. At the age of 4, he told his mother, "I used to be somebody else. I lived in Hollywood. I was in the movies." Curious, his mother showed him old black and white photos from Hollywood's golden age. To her shock, Ryan pointed at a man in the background of a photo and said, "That's me!" The man was Marty Martin, a little-known actor and Hollywood agent from the 1930s. Ryan went on to recall details about Martin's life that no child could possibly know: the number of wives he had, the street he lived on, even the kind of car he drove. Skeptics tried to debunk the case, but historical records confirmed Ryan was correct about details that were not available online. Even stranger, He remembered that Marty Martin had died at an age that his official records got wrong. When researchers investigated, they discovered that Ryan was right. His official death certificate had listed the wrong age. To this day, Ryan's case remains one of the most convincing reincarnation stories ever documented. The Pollock twins' reincarnated sisters, 1957, UK. In 1957, twin sisters Jennifer and Gillian Pollock were born in the UK, but their story began before they were even conceived. A year earlier, their parents, John and Florence Pollock, tragically lost their two older daughters, Joanna 11 and Jacqueline 6, in a car accident. When Jennifer and Gillian were born, Jennifer had a birthmark in the exact same spot where Jacqueline had a scar. The twins asked for their dead sister's toys by name, even though they had never seen them before. They knew details about their sisters' past lives, like their favorite places and even their school. When the family moved back to their old town, the twins recognized landmarks their dead sisters had loved, even though they had never been there before. The strangest part? As they grew older, their past life memories faded away, just like many other reincarnation cases. Could the Pollock twins have been the reincarnation of their own sisters? Are these cases proof of reincarnation? The scientific community remains divided. Some suggest these memories are the result of genetic memory, subconscious knowledge, or coincidences. But with so many specific, verified details, could these really just be random? What do you think? Is reincarnation real, or is there another explanation waiting to be discovered? Comment below. Let us know your thoughts and like and subscribe for more real-life mysteries.